Okay, good morning. Welcome to Spirit 360 Fellowship. I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and I'll be leading your service today. Today is Easter, so happy Easter. And our talk today is Jesus, man with a mission. Now, I've got two things going on here. I've got the live stream that goes out to Facebook and to YouTube. Over here, I've got the interactive part of the community. So over here on the interactive part of the community, if you can please hit your mute button so we can't hear you because I've got some noise coming in. And if you don't want the tile mode, then you can just hit my little picture and then that'll just fill the whole screen with mine so you don't get distracted by anyone else. Otherwise, I'll bless you and let you all have fun over here. And I'm going to do most of my talking over here on YouTube and Facebook. And between all this stuff, we'll have a little bit of a Spiritualist Easter service. So Spirit 360 Fellowship, our job is to help old souls rediscover spirit. And we do that by training you how to have a direct experience of your spirit self, that part of you that lives after you die, and guides and teachers. So we consider that the source or the signal. And to do that, we have to eliminate the noise in our head, the thinking part of ourselves, so we can create access to into our intuitive self and into our greater spiritual connections. By doing that, it helps us answer three questions. Why am I here? Who am I? And where am I going? Again, why am I here? Who am I? And where am I going? The way we accomplish this is first through meditation. So we will do a meditation now. And this is an opportunity for you to go within and be still. We're going to do a 5-minute concentration practice where you hold a single image in your mind's eye for 5 minutes. Then we'll do a 5-minute stillness practice where you don't think at all. And then after that, we will do a guided visualization to help us boost up that immune system and heal our physical body. So that's the agenda. After a brief prayer, you'll hear a single bell, at which point you want to hold an image in your mind's eye. Then you'll hear a second bell, and you want to let go of that image and go into stillness. And then after that, you'll hear the bamboo clap. And when that happens, you want to stay in a quiet, receptive space so we can do our healing visualization. So if you know Reverend Bradley's request, please say it along with me. If not, enjoy the words. Open, O blessed Spirit, the spiritual eyes of my soul, that I may be released from the darkness overspreading me by the delusions of the outward senses, that I may perceive and understand those things spiritual. Release your image and go into stillness. complete your meditation. And as you complete your meditation, stay in a quiet, calm, receptive space, a place of thinking, tranquility. Allow yourself to shift your position a little bit and get comfy. If you're just joining us on the live portion of the surface over here, please mute your device so we don't hear any. I think I'm muted. Okay. If you're joining us live, please mute your device so we don't hear you. I think I was muted, so you couldn't hear me. So we're going to do a guided healing visualization now. So what I want you to do is put your hands in front of you about 6 inches apart. And as you hold your hands in front of you, I want you to imagine between them a brilliant white light, an orb, a luminescent globe, if you will. And as you hold this image of a white globe between your hands, a luminescent snowball, if you will, allow it to become more solid, more real, and materialize between your hands. Now you'll notice if you're doing it right, you'll feel a little tingling in your hands, and it'll be kind of difficult to move them together. So it'll feel solid and more real. But you want to make it brilliant white light. You want to make it a little bit heavier. So imagine like you're holding a quart of milk between your hands. Now, if you remember, a quart of milk weighs about 2 pounds, so it's quite heavy. If you were to hold this ball of energy that weighs 2 pounds for a long time, your arms will start to get sore, start to get tired. Very good. Now I want you to take the ball and I want you to move it up to the top of your head. Then face your palms towards your hair, towards your head, and release that energy ball into the top of your head like a snowball. And as you do, you're going to imagine it slowly start to dissipate, slowly start to melt, slowly start to move down towards your feet. And as this white ball of energy dissipates into your body, this healing luminescence, this combination of all healing energies is starting to infiltrate every cell in your body. It's starting to permeate every part of your physical being. As it does, it revitalizes, restores your energy. It recreates that cell in a perfect genetic replication. As it moves down through your brain into your sinuses, your eyes, allow yourself to feel the energy as it moves down through the lower part of your sinuses and the roof of your mouth, and into the back of your skull, where all of the large attachments are. As it goes down through your jaw, allow it to relax those large muscles of your jaw. Feel yourself begin to feel whole and complete, perfect. As this white energy ball dissipates further down your neck and throat and the back of the top part of your spine, feel the restorative nature. Feel your energy returning. Feel your vitality beginning to raise your vibration to match your own natural vibration, the essence of you. As you do so, this energy ball dissipates into your shoulders and moves down your torso and your arms. Special attention on the mid part of your back and the mid part of your spine, releasing all the stress, energy, and tension in the upper part of your back, adding healing energy, harmonious energy into your lungs and your heart. As it slowly moves down towards your pelvis, notice how the energy is relaxing the large muscles in your arms, your biceps and triceps, as it moves down towards your elbows and flows slowly past your diaphragm into your upper abdomen. into your forearms, in the middle part of your back, into your wrists, your entire torso. Feel your backbone elongating, becoming more flexible. Feel all the large muscles restoring, become stronger, more vital, more vigorous. As the energy flows out the fingertips, allow it to carry with it any disharmony that it's collected along the way. Put your attention now back to the pelvis area and the large muscles in your buttocks. As it flows through your pelvis area, have it restore, revitalize, re-energize every cell, every gland, every organ. As it flows into the upper part of your legs, restoring, healing, revitalizing your thighs and your hamstrings. Moves down towards your knees, correcting any damage to the knees. Recreating your knees in their perfect genetic representation. It flows down towards your calves and your ankles, through your feet and out your toes. You'll notice that this energy seems limitless. The more you need, the more is generated. Take a couple of deep breaths, and as you do, breathe in that energy. Allow your body to be fully healed, fully well. A complete genetic, perfect representation of you, your physical body, this avatar you chose for this lifetime. Very good. Next, I would like you to pay attention to any area you feel needs a little bit more TLC, a little bit more healing. And I want you to direct that energy to that area. And as you do, notice how the brilliance, the luminescence intensifies. As you hold that small ball of energy, that orb of luminescent healing love in that area. If you were to open your eyes and look at your skin over that area, you would notice that it's glowing. This healing energy is so bright, so luminescent, so pure. And allow this energy to slowly be absorbed by the cells in your body. As you take a deep breath, allow yourself to repeat with me these simple affirmations. The affirmations that create the possibility of future you and I am well. I am healthy. I am greatly loved. And together we say, and so it is. So again, happy Easter. Enjoy that energy. Remember that that is a gift you can give yourself at any point, any time you choose. You just have to take a few minutes of time to remember that you deserve love. You deserve to take care of yourself. Take care of your physical body and allow yourself to be well. Again, welcome to Spirit 360 Fellowship. On this side, I've got everybody that's joining us on our interactive group, and on this side, we got everybody that's joining us on Facebook and YouTube. And here, I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and I will be leading your service today. Again, the topic is Jesus, a man with a mission, the anatomy of a spiritually significant life. And the lesson that I want you to take away from this talk today, this Easter celebration, is that just as you incarnated with a purpose, just as you came here to accomplish something very specific in your spiritual evolution, that's exactly what Jesus did. We're going to look at how he lived his life in service of the purpose he incarnated to accomplish, hopefully to share some clues with you about how you can accomplish what you incarnated to bring about this lifetime. One thing I want to share with you is at the end of this talk, I'm going to share with you how you can get on our subscriber list so you can be invited to our interactive portion of the service. After the talk is over, I'm going to be signing off Facebook Live, and I'm going to go into our live community and offering them messages from Spirit, and we'll be leading an absence healing service where anyone who's on our connection live will be able to send healing energy, not unlike what we did in our guided visualization just a few minutes ago, to anyone, to people that they love, that they can't be with. So with that, let's get started. So Jesus had one specific thing he wanted to do when he incarnated. He wanted to be proclaimed the Messiah of the Jews. He had to fulfill a prophecy. There's three important questions, and we alluded to them earlier. Who are you? Why are you here? And where are you going? So we look at the life of Jesus. He was a man, just like me and you. I know that there's a lot of lore and a lot of superstition and a lot of religious connotation around his life, but he is just like me and you. He had a spirit. After he died, that spirit continued on. His mind and his consciousness were contained in that spirit and contributed to the life that he lived in that physical body. Why he was there, again, was very simple: to fulfill a prophecy. He arranged this life, so he picked his parents. So he was fulfilling the prophecy. Everything he did so he could fulfill that prophecy. Now, where he was going was to resurrection, because part of the prophecy was that he would die and then arise 3 days later. And that's a little caveat that caused the problem, because if you look at him becoming the Messiah for the Jewish people, he failed at that. In a message I received from him about in 2012, he mentioned that he didn't accomplish what he set out to accomplish during that lifetime, because the Jewish people are still waiting for their Messiah. He inspired a religion and series of religions called Christianity, but wasn't his intention. It wasn't until after he had arisen from the dead, technically he was just projecting energy into a solid form, that he said, go out and teach all the people of the world. Before that, he only was concerned with the Jews. He didn't care for Gentiles too much. So you have within your awareness, within your spirit body, within that part of you, that intuitive knowing, these answers. Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? While very few people have taken on the type of life that Jesus did, we each pretty much do the same thing he did. Learn the giving and receiving of love. And almost to the person, when I talk to anyone about Jesus, they say that his message was about love. Unfortunately, when the religions around Christianity were formed, they kind of wanted to bring in all that old stuff from the Old Testament. And the funny thing to me about it is that's what Jesus incarnated to change. He wanted to change the old ways. And he wanted to live his life as an example of what's possible with love. Everything he did so he could be able to perform miracles, so he could be able to inspire people about what's possible as a human being. Now, I'm going to have to put this on timeout for just a second because I've got a low battery situation over here. So if I lose you over here on the live, we'll get you back as quickly as I apologize. Sorry. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I think you've all heard the phrase, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father is God. The Son is the physical incarnation. And the Holy Spirit is spirit. As a spiritualist, we call that the mind, the body, and the spirit. So the mind is the Father. That's the source. That's the consciousness. That's the part of you that hears the thoughts you're thinking. The observer, if you will. The body, this is the physical body. This is what we incarnate. It's an animal. And part of our job is to learn how to evolve spiritually so we can control the animal, control the beast, and train it to do what we want it to do. Then you have the spirit, the part that lives after death, that energy part that's accessible, that's malleable, that helps us heal, that helps remind the physical body of what harmony is. Now, the mind exists as a part of the spirit, and when the spirit incarnates into a physical body, the mind takes its seat in the brain. Now, why does any of this matter on an Easter Sunday? What does this have to do with Jesus and Christianity and resurrection and the hope and the promise of something better? Simply this. By developing your spirituality, by developing your ability to control your brain, to stop the thinking, and I don't know about you, sometimes that sucker is incessant in its thinking. It'll take on a song, maybe even a song we don't like, and not let it go. We'll relive arguments from the past. We'll worry about the future, especially now in the times of uncertainty. Anxiety and depression are there. It's through spiritual practice. It's through our ability to connect with our spiritual essence, the spirit self, the intuitive knowing, that wee little voice that sounds so similar to our normal voice, but has a completely different context. That we want to be able to command when we choose desire. The questions you're looking to answer are, who am I, why am I here, and where am I going? And how does this dovetail? Well, if you look at someone like Jesus, he knew exactly why he was there, what he was trying to do, and he was able to engage and attract people he needed to help him get that job done. If you look at someone like a Mozart did the same thing. He chose parents who were musicians. He chose a body that would be ambidextrous. And he incarnated, he lived bright, died early, not unlike Jesus, with one very specific where he was going. He wanted to change the way music was created. Why? That's what he wanted to do. Who was he? A human being, just like me and you. Your answers to those questions are the path that will lead you to rediscovering, reigniting your spirit for life. Because the moment you have your purpose, the moment you know exactly what you're up to, where you're going, why you're going there, and who's on your team, life becomes rather simple. Not at all easy, but quite simple. That's what we do at Spirit 360 Fellowship. We help you answer those questions by rediscovering spirit. First, your intuitive knowing, your spirit self. Then your spirit guides and teachers. What's interesting about Jesus, and this is kind of a little of a side note, is the main teacher that worked with Jesus, his guardian angel, if you will, was the Archangel Michael. Helped him with his healings, helped him lay the path before him and always know what his next step would be. When you allow yourself to be open to receiving the help that's available to you, both from other physical entities and from spirit entities, and you have a clarity of purpose, a clarity of knowing, then everything you need to train the physical body to do has a context that makes that work more effortless. Until you know what you're doing, you kind of bounce around everywhere like Ricochet Rabbit, not really know why you're doing it. The Spiritualist Easter is about resurrection. And to me, resurrection is allowing yourself to reconnect with your spirit self, to become born again. And by born again, I mean see things as they really are. Come to a new way of thinking, a new way of understanding, a new way of perceiving life that's not fed by the delusions of your outward senses. We call that opening the spiritual eyes of your soul. So your soul is part of this physical body. It dies with it. But when you open the spiritual eyes of your soul, you can perceive those things spiritual. Your spirit self, your spirit guides and teachers, and you can connect with that inner knowing, that inner purpose, that inner light, if you will. You resurrect that spirit for life and living that hopefully you experienced when you were a young child. The process of getting this done, we call spiritual growth. So with that, I want to wish you a happy Easter. If I'll be signing off in just a few minutes on the Facebook and the YouTube Live, and I'm going to be paying attention with my friends over here on the interactive portion of the service. A couple of things. Visit us at spirit360.org, and you'll see a form, and that form invites you to join our community. And if you join our community, you'll get an invitation to do our live interactive events. And it's really an honor and a privilege to be able to share with you some simple ways of thinking about life. I call this, we have a personal truth, a tribal truth, and an objective truth. My whole job as a spiritualist minister and the Stoic medium is to bring a scientific methodology into your spiritual practice so that your personal truth is aligned with objective truth, and you're able to display undeniable psychic abilities and healing abilities on command. Jesus was the perfect model, the perfect example of what's possible with proper training and when you know who you are, why you're here, and where you're going. Until next time, my highest blessings. I hope you join our community. Now I'm going to say bye here. Now over here on the online interactive community, I'll be back in just a few minutes. It'll take me a couple of minutes to switch things over. Happy Easter. Be safe.